Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Queenie for those who don't know me, and for those who don't know me, sometimes I be lying, okay? Sometimes I say I'm done talking about something and I'm really not done. So today I wanted to touch on something that was posted a few days ago from Jeramey that I just caught wind of today. And it's Jeramey talking about the importance of mental health when it comes to the show and how we, the audience, interact with people on the show. And as a psych student, I wanted to talk about that. So before I get into it, please make sure to like this video, subscribe and hit the bell, and leave a comment down below. So some time ago, even before the reunion and everything that was coming out about Jeramey and people like Trevor and whatever other scandals were happening, Jeramey posted this post onto his Instagram. This post has since been deleted from Jeramey's Instagram, or maybe he archived it, I'm not sure, but it reads, "Okay, got it, enough. The amount of hate myself and other castmates have received is over the top. We all had the courage to put ourselves in the public eye to watch an experiment unfold. For you, it's entertainment. For us, it's part of life at an accelerated pace. Unfortunately for the world, filming 8 to 10 hours a day isn't enough. Next time, we'll recommend having cameras attached 24/7. We'll make sure everyone is perfect at every moment and nothing but blunted, boring moments happen. While everyone is entitled to their opinions, it's effing wild to make assumptions about everyone without one, knowing us, 2, being involved in any way, 3, being part of the other thousands of hours of footage that's captured. Everyone will get their chance to speak when the time is right." So from that post, it's clear that Jeramey is trying to be this person who's like, hey guys, we are still people at the end of the day. Please be careful, handle us with care, all of that jazz. It's interesting that it's coming from Jeramey, especially considering a lot of the allegations that have come out about him. I've done 2 separate videos about that, so you can go watch those if you didn't know or if you need a refresher. But he has since posted this about Trevor because he does not like how Trevor was portrayed in the reunion. So I'm going to read this from TV Insider. It says, after the dramatic and emotional Love is Blind Season 6 reunion, premiered on Netflix Wednesday, March 13th. Why is it so detailed? Jeramey, one of the season's villains, took to social media to defend his fellow contestant, Trevor, who sparked his own controversy when unearthed text screenshots implied that he was in a secret relationship while filming the show. On his Instagram, Jeramey posted a clip from the reunion when Trevor was being questioned by co-hosts Nick and Vanessa about the allegations that he had a girlfriend while on the show. He called out Nick's comments, "We know you asked to leave, you can leave now," and gave his own response. "Correct. When he came on stage, he was clearly shook," Jeramey wrote in the post. Also, before the texts were shown, he said he was not mentally able to handle it in that moment. Instead of letting him go then, he had to sit through it. Except that whole part is missing. Mental health is a real thing, people. So I do agree. Mental health is a really big deal. And is it possible that Trevor was going to be very overwhelmed at what was inevitably coming for him? Yeah, we saw it in his face. The man froze like he did not know what to do. My stance on the Trevor situation is something that I said similar to a live that we did. It was me, Little Black Book, King of Reads, and Jesse Wu. If you haven't watched that, go and watch that. The reason why for me, I didn't necessarily mind people like Trevor and Sarah Ann, we'll get into Sarah Ann in a second, being held accountable the way that they were on the reunion is because Trevor seemed to have this master plan to come out as this, I'm going to be the angel of the season. I'm going to be America's sweetheart. He came out of the show already having management. He had numerous TikToks. I didn't even get all of them, but he had numerous TikToks that were alluding to him being the sweet, big, lovable teddy bear. How could you ever hate a man like Trevor?
What do you want? What do you want?
It's not that simple.
What do you want?
That is not fair. That is not fair. That is not fair.
So for me personally, all of this seemed premeditated. And to be honest, it is a reality show, but we do know there are people out here who do take the show seriously. So if you buy into a show like this, it does feel like a slap in the face when people like Trevor or other people, some people we know explicitly, some people we don't know, come on for clout specifically. So for me, if he wanted the audience to be on side so that he could have whatever platform he was expecting to have, I feel it is also fair for the audience to criticize and say, well, we're not okay with that. We don't like that. Now, how the show chooses to portray certain people, that is different. To me, that is different because as we saw in the reunion, they did not go in on Chelsea as much as they could have, on Clay as much as they could have. Certain people definitely got off easier than Trevor and Sarah Ann, probably because that was more so due to how they were portrayed on the show, not how they planned to portray themselves on the show. You know what I'm saying? Sarah Ann is another one where in that same live, I didn't really mind the host going in on her because to me, Sarah Ann wanted her moment. She said it in the show, and sure enough, she got it. And she has not stopped. She's been making digs on social media that imply she's still here to have her moment.
All right, let's get one thing straight. You do not have to look like Megan Fox to be beautiful. And we definitely don't have to see your face behind your keyboard to know how ugly you can be. Y'all, being your best, most beautiful self is loving exactly who you are and loving others for exactly who they are, even if you disagree with what they're wearing or choices that they've made. And let's be honest, at the end of the day, love should be blind. And y'all are going to love the Love is Blind reunion next Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern time. So grab your side salad, mix a few tropical drinks, something Hawaiian, and I'll bring the fireworks because, USA!
So I heard that Chelsea uploaded a video trying to deflect her haters onto me, which I think she deleted. But that's okay because I have no problem with Chelsea. I like Chelsea. I think you should know that some people can take the heat and some people can't. So y'all try not to make her too uncomfy.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't really sympathize in cases like this. Like, I really don't sympathize. If you came to be the moment, have your moment. And you take it however it comes. Now, is that to say people should go and bully these people on their platforms? No. But to be open to criticism, absolutely. Trevor was exposed by Chelsea, and I will say this is from Chelsea's account of things. So could it be true? Yes, in her perspective. Could there be an alternative truth? Yes. But Chelsea on a podcast that I referenced in my last video did expose Trevor for being out for clout even in the pods.
You have, your last date, which is day 9, to really get down to the nitty gritty. And a lot of people already committed to one person, which was amazing. I and myself and Jimmy, we wanted to see it through. We both had other people we were dating, and I had to see it through, as did he. So on our last date, you get down to it. And I didn't tell either one of them I love them. Trevor told me very early on, I think day 4, that he loved me. And Jimmy didn't until that day. And I was really just waiting for Jimmy to kind of just give me the answers I needed. I'm still seeing Trevor through. But Trevor wasn't giving me something that I was waiting for Jimmy to give me.
So what were you waiting for?
I just needed Jimmy to open up and not commit, but just give me a little more than he was, because I was all in with him. And I knew at this point I was really trying to see with Trevor that I just couldn't get past it. I don't talk about Trevor a lot, but Trevor, was talking a lot about the cameras and the clout and the followers. And I tried so hard to see past it, and I just couldn't.
I also find it hard to empathize with somebody like Trevor when after he came out the show, he fully planned on still stringing this girl along. Well, I don't know if I could say stringing because they were obviously in cahoots. But when things didn't go his way, when he realized she was going to expose him, he blackmailed her. He said, as an account to the ex-girlfriend, there could be an alternative truth. She said he threatened to send explicit footage of himself and this girl to her family, namely her son. And then you want me to listen to Jeramey talking about, guys, mental health is important. You guys were doing too much on Trevor. The man threatened criminal activity. Oh, maybe Jeramey. Oh. Not too much, girl. Not too much. Anyways, I do believe that mental health is important to take note of. And I do think Love is Blind, as we know, has been in a firestorm of several lawsuits right now. I think there's 3 active ones going on against, not Netflix, against, what's that company called? Kinetic, and another company as well. I've already done videos on that. You can go see it on my page. But if we're talking about mental health, the mental health of those people is what I am concerned about. Renee Posh, goodness sakes, what she went through sounds horrific. Dang, is it Dang? I hope I said it right. What she went through, also horrific. As we know, season 5, let's just not even acknowledge it at all. But in those cases, that's where I think, yes, mental health is important to take note of. I do think that there should be some aftercare for people like that, people in situations that those women are saying they were in. I hope that there is restitution when it comes to that. I hope that justice is served, whatever that looks like for them. But somebody like Trevor, I don't know. I don't know if my grace extends that much. And another thing, being concerned about mental health does not mean we now absolve people of their actions. It does not mean that they now can just avoid taking accountability because it might be too emotionally taxing to face their actions. You can't just throw mental health in a situation to avoid addressing certain matters. We saw it with Clay, if we're being honest. I do think that Clay could have been asked a lot more questions about their relationship specifically. But if you notice, Clay came out the gate. Therapy. I'm in therapy. I'm getting help. I'm doing the work. I've done the work. Guys, please. And so it seemed as if once the presence of therapy was in the conversation, there wasn't any accountability, or there was less accountability than we expected for the people who said, hey, I'm in therapy, so look the other way. At the end of the day, I try to make it a point to speak on what we see on the show in terms of how people interact with each other, certain behaviors and things like that. Rarely do you see me come for people on a personal level, like, you're an evil human being, you deserve to, because what is the benefit of that? I don't even come for people's appearance. And I have to make a comment about that too, because somebody in the comments had said that I was speaking maliciously about AD in one of the lives that I did with other creators and stuff. I know for myself, I make it a point not to talk about people's physique. It might come up here and there, but rarely do you ever see me bash somebody saying, oh, this person is ugly or this person is what. Why? To me, that doesn't have anything to do with the story that's being told by the show. So I advise you, whoever you are who left that comment, to go back and watch and maybe quote me on what I have said. If somebody else said something, that's somebody else. Did I say what they said? Or did I even co-sign what they said? Oftentimes you'll hear me push back on comments like that because I don't feel like it's constructive. To me, I see these shows simply as shows. I take it in for entertainment. I love giving commentary. I love seeing what lessons we can apply in our own lives, what narratives we can see in the lives of the people we know, just conversation pieces. So yeah, I think it's important to be aware of what we say on the internet. Be aware of the impact you have when you go to these people's personal pages, because we can't be saying, hey, Netflix needs to worry about people's mental health, but then we as individuals are not doing the same. But I will also say, when it comes to people like Trevor, who was deliberately trying to come across as somebody that he wasn't, and then threaten people at the threat of his own identity being revealed, I don't know, Jeramey, you're trying to have us fight for Trevor, but Trevor has to fight for himself, okay? Also, I have to say this because some people say, well, I was scouted and, that's how I got on the show, as if being scouted means you must be on the show, as if it's now compulsory. That's not how it works. you have the right to say, you know what, I'm not in a headspace for this, or this is not a good time for me, or I'm trying to work on another relationship I got going on right now. Like, you have the right to say, I don't want to be on this program. But people know the impact that Love is Blind has on personal brands. And so they want to come to boost their platform or create a platform. Trevor. So I'm sorry. Like, I can't really feel for them when that was their sole plan for coming on the show and then things didn't pan out the way that they wanted them to. Anyways, I just wanted to touch on that very quickly. Not a super serious video, but something to take note of in future seasons. I do hope that there is aftercare for people who come off the show, and I hope that people do go on the show for the right intentions, because if you come for the wrong intentions, which everybody knows there's a little bit of a clout that's going to come with it. But if you come solely for the clout, just know the blowback is going to be intense. So anyways, that's all I had to say. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. I will not lie to you guys and say that I will not be back to talk about season 6, because I might. Let's be honest, I might. It just is what it is.